everybody get Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 to timestamp 0 in 3, 2, 1, play. So my dad wanted to see this, and so we ended up going to see this in theaters. And I don't know, scared is the right word, but it definitely like shocked me, the big opening with that girl that they pick up.
And he said, "Son, we're going to a steakhouse."
Oh.
The one where you cut your own meat.
No, wait. But I'm glad this finally got a 4K, because like we talked about, I think this is just a solid movie, if not a well-made remake.
The Radar Pictures logo needs to calm down.
So, Robert, do you want to talk a little bit about the alternate opening while we're watching the opening that they went with?
Yes. So it's really cool that we get John Larroquette back again, doing basically the same opening narration from the original. But there was a deleted prologue that I guess is supposed to be an older version of Jessica Biel's character. So it's like it's her in an asylum like 30 years later being interviewed about what happened. And then there was a deleted epilogue that circled back to that. So there's this whole framework of this movie that's just taken out completely, and I think it's fine.
Weird.
But
but I don't know why you would add that.
Yeah, I think it's better without it.
And so I also think that's kind of just a leftover idea from Kim Hinkle and Toby Hooper's script, because they actually wrote a screenplay for a remake for this movie, and that was gonna bring Marilyn Burns back as an older version of Sally, and then flashback. It's not Marilyn Burns in the footage they shot. I just think it's just kind of a carryover of that concept.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think the movie's fine without that stuff, and that's something because the credited screenwriter is Scott Kozer, and I'm not aware like if any other ideas from Hinkle and Hooper's script carry over into this. I couldn't find more information on that.
I love this opening. It kind of keeps with that true crime documentary feel.
The Resident Evil 7 tape.
Yeah.
Mustard Bus says the original ending written for the script was way better, but the studio wouldn't let them do it. I assume that's not the alternate ending that I saw, so I'm not sure.
I would assume.
No, he talks about these movies a lot. These are like some of his favorite horror movies.
Okay.
Cool.
He won't shut up. I'm kidding.
1973.
It's not Alabama, it's Texas, you idiots.
You fucked.
No. So you said earlier that these people don't look like they're from the 70s. There's really not much you can help with that. Like,
I think the blonde guy is the most 2000s looking of them.
Yeah. I don't think Jessica Biel's that bad. I think she looks fine.
I actually didn't realize that this was supposed to be a 70s movie. I thought we just updated it to when it came out.
No, it takes place in 73.
That's kind of weird that you would still set it in 73.
Have you not seen this before?
I have, but Hedena, do you not pay attention?
No.
I haven't seen this movie in 19 years, Hedena. I don't remember very much.
You shouldn't have watched it at that age.
I was 10.
Yeah.
That's fine.
This movie's scary.
No, if you're a pussy.
I actually think it was a good idea to make these period pieces, just because it would be a very different movie if you just made it a modern day movie. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think if you're updating it, like, I can understand also updating the time period.
It gets a lot worse the further in the timeline you get, though, with like 2013 and 2022, because there's a whole host of problems that come with those being set in modern day. That gets really stupid.
Yeah, but that's also not attached to the original movie.
That's true.
Or sorry, that is attached
Well-
to the original. Like this isn't.
This isn't. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I meant. Yeah, that's
Jessica Biel's
no, because that
character-
should be a period piece, 100%.
Yeah. Jessica Biel's character was pregnant throughout the whole movie, and she goes into labor at the end. Leatherface hears the baby.
Oh, okay.
closes the door, starts the saw, walk towards them, roll credits.
Oh,
Oh.
That's fucked up. Yeah, okay, so that I was aware of, and that's definitely an idea in the script that just kind of gets whittled down to the point where it's taken out entirely. Because there are a couple. So, like, what he was saying is obviously she was much further along in her pregnancy in the original script, and then that ends up changed to what they shot, which is she's like just gotten pregnant, and then that comes up in like 2 scenes, and they just take that out. So that ends up being absent entirely. But two of the deleted scenes are her telling her boyfriend, "Oh, I'm pregnant, by the way," and he's like, "Oh, fuck," and that's kind of it.
I want to see a slasher movie where the final girl is basically Marge from Fargo. That sounds awesome.
oh,
A 9-month pregnant woman walking around.
that's why she can't outrun the slow killer because she's 9 months
Exactly.
pregnant.
I mean,
It has
that sounds
to-
great.
Has to penguin walk everywhere.
So, John, you talked about the trailer earlier. Have you ever seen the proof of concept teaser trailer for this?
No, I don't think so.
It's actually I'm gonna compliment Michael Bay for a second because it's which is absurd, but it's actually really cool because Michael Bay, he shot a teaser that is entirely in darkness. You don't see anything. It was just him and a girl running around, I think like a movie theater, and it's entirely just audio of this girl like screaming, looking for help and hiding, and then you hear Leatherface's footsteps, and then the teaser ends with the chainsaw getting revved up. And then the title card comes up, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like that's how he sold the movie. Like that's how he got the rights to it.
That reminds me of the Transformers teaser.
Yeah, good call. A very similar, like that low key approach.
Yeah, and just like that also has like you're following the rover go around and then it turns and it's like, ah, gotcha, bitch.
Ah.
Megatron.
It's Optimus.
Oh,
And I like that with this movie because we talked about this isn't a 1-for-1 remake, but you still get some of the ideas. Like it starts with the hitchhiker, who is played. I can't remember her name, but she goes on to star in Lucifer on Fox.
Oh, okay.
Netflix.
is it Lauren German?
Yeah.
That's a fake name,
Sounds
but yes.
Hold on. That's a fake name. That's a country
Lauren-
idiot.
Lauren Brolin Wall.
Lauren Brolin Wall. Hold on. Hold on. Relax. Everybody chill out. Let me find it.
Okay. Also makes her not smoking with them and saying she's nauseous make more sense. Yeah, I was thinking about that because that
Yeah.
came up just as we got to that scene.
It's Lauren German. That's her name.
Okay.
I was correct.
What about her being nauseous, Harry?
That's a clue that she's pregnant. Like that's what.
Oh
that's
yeah,
what's
sorry. I
going
thought
on.
you were saying that's like a holdover from her being like super pregnant.
Mhm.
I was like, no, it's more of like a you're just pregnant thing.
Yeah.
9-month
No.
pregnant women don't feel nausea. They don't feel.
They don't feel. They're numb. Austin's been pregnant many times. He knows.
Exactly.
I am a little surprised, Robert, with them having done a prequel to this. That the prequel isn't just about this girl's group, like what happened to her.
Yeah,
I commend them
I'm
for-
glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
a
glad
little-
they-
Basically the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm getting a little deja vu because John and I watched party this when we first got the 4Ks, but
I think that's why I thought you guys had already done this because you guys were like, "We're doing this," and I was like, "Why? You already did."
yeah, I
We've been
think that
talking
was
about doing this forever, and then we got a request for it, so we're like, well, we'll just do it. Do the double feature.
We've done 2013. That's maybe what you're thinking of.
the best movie of all time, according to these two.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well, yeah.
We'll do our Texas Chainsaw ranking, and John will be like, 2013, number 1.
Yeah.
Welcome to Texas, motherfucker, says a woman not from Texas to a man that is from Texas.
Oh, if only that was the dumbest thing in that movie.
No, but every now and then that just pops in my head and it makes me giggle. Oh, look,
No, I
she
love
watched
that-
Videodrome.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Ideas of where to store a gun.
No, this skill still holds up, and then this
Yeah, and
dolly
this is-
shot is incredible.
Yeah.
I love this shot. It's so cool. Like I think that's one of the coolest shots in a horror movie.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the dead body and everything is practical. The only digital stuff is just the roof of the van put back on to hide the crane, and then the glass on the rear view. Like that's the only digital stuff, and it's very seamless.
She's freaking out.
As if you would not freak out in
Fine.
this situation. No,
That'd be
relax.
fine.
Well, this is what happened when we all tried to go on a trip together.
Yep.
Oh.
What do you think Noah's not here anymore?
I think the moral of the story is just don't pick up hitchhikers.
Yep.
The moral of the story is don't go to Texas.
That too.
Yep.
Part of the moral for the remake is definitely don't stop at a home that you have no connection to. Because they changed that. So it's like they just go to a random spot.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like they go there looking for help.
Like an abandoned, creepy place.
Yeah. Well, that only applies to half of them. The other two get taken there.
Most of us says that's what happens when Hayden came to NC. Oh.
Yeah, that is what happened. R.I.P. Chris.
But like I said earlier, I much prefer the 74 version. I love that movie. But to this one's credit, I appreciate the way this hits some of the familiar beats while still putting its own spin on them. Like the hitchhiker change, I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
Changing him to being, instead of doing a member of the family, having a victim then commit suicide in their van, and now, oh fuck, we're stuck in a van with this dead body. What do we do? So that kind of changes a bit of the trajectory of this version of the story and the setup, and that all works for me. I think that's a
Although
totally fine different take.
I never thought about
Yeah, changing the
this.
hitchhiker I think is fine. Yeah.
I never thought about
That
this
makes
until
sense.
just now. But both this and Friday the 13th 09 start with people either looking for or have just gone to buy like a shit ton of weed. And I want
Yes.
to know who in the production is just like obsessed with weed.
Daniel.
It's because we were in the
probably.
stoner comedy place, so they were like, I don't know, make them stoners, people like that.
Why is it Plinkett?
That's every studio exec.
But
That's
I
Michael
think
Bay, if you ever heard him speak.
Yeah, that is how Michael Bay talks.
I think this movie would have been long forgotten if it was just like a one-for-one remake, like the Psycho remake or
Yeah.
something. So hitting those beats but getting there in a different way, I think, is what makes this movie watchable without having to really compare them that much.
This is one of the movies where I think, like, because I don't. Unfortunately, people usually don't think too much about cinematographer. This
Mhm.
movie is like the cinematographer is important because it's Daniel
It's the one from the
Pearl.
original.
Yeah, and I think the movie looks great. Even if you don't like, if you think the script's bad, but I think the movie looks amazing.
Yeah, I love how this movie looks.
It's like you can. I think you get some of that DNA with his cinematography in this.
Like, so I don't love the gray color palette, but other than that, I do really dig his cinematography in this one. There's still
Well,
a grit
yeah.
and texture to it.
It's really well shot. It's just I agree. Like the color grading is a little whack.
Yeah, that's actually one thing the one we just watched does a little better, and we talked about that is the color grading.
Yeah.
That movie's like
Oh, okay.
That movie's like yellow, but it's like Texas heat.
It's very yellow.
It's Breaking Bad Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not that yellow.
Oh, okay. It's not Spectre.
Yeah.
No. Well, Spectre's like brown. It's I don't know what happened on Spectre.
Well, Sam Mendes was driving and he was like, I just scored a bunch of my weed. Now I'm going to edit my movie.
The prequel says the town is abandoned, but the slaughterhouse is operational, and this one brain can't handle it. Oh.
You'll get tested.
For what?
You know what?
Oh.
The thing you have. You won the game.
AIDS?
Excellent.
Yeah. You gotta believe. Now that's in a commentary.
This movie will make you believe that Texas will give you AIDS. I don't want to touch anything that's in this
I don't want to
movie.
touch anything in this movie.
Ugh. Test results inconclusive.
Oh.
It's okay. I can bully him. It's fine.
Like I said, I just think this is such a great setup for a horror movie. We're just in the middle of this road trip, and oh fuck, now we have a dead body in our van. What do we do with that?
The only improvement would be if Tucker and Dale were here.
Yep.
Y'all going camping?
Oh, and John, we forgot to mention that the lead guy here is from the pilot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The guy who's in the opening credits and then dies in the pilot.
Or fake out main character.
I feel like these characters could come off kind of being assholes here, but like I understand they're lashing out because they're a little freaked out.
Yeah.
It's an interesting balance, because normally I think something like this might annoy me, but it doesn't here.
Not to get too like inside baseball, but when are we doing season 3?
Probably next month.
Yeah, in May.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I started it and then forgot to continue.
Oh.
And I also think with this setup, this is where the 70s setting makes sense, because then you don't have to deal with like cell phones and shit.
Yeah. Although I think in 03, I think you can maybe get away with it because there were quite a few people who didn't have cell phones yet.
I can also buy that this is an area where you'd have no signal, too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially in 03. Yeah.
Now it's harder. Like, I feel like we're getting a lot of like period piece horror movies lately because they want to write cell phones out.
Yes.
Which honestly,
That or you get the Tesla and the new Texas Chainsaw.
Oh God. God, that movie's so bad. That's the worst one, I think.
Yep, and we're gonna have to do it at some point.
Nope.
Yay.
Don, you have to watch it.
No. I'm gone that week.
But needless to say, Robert, this is a much more like organic way of getting the characters to where we need them to be than the beginning, which has
Yes.
clunky.
Yeah. No, Austin says you haven't seen it. They get in a car crash and hit a cow and it explodes.
Oh.
And then Arlie Ermy shows up and they're like, or no, they're getting robbed by a biker, and then Arlie Ermy shows up and then kidnaps them.
Well.
And then it's Saw for 40 minutes.
Oh, good.
So even though this is technically a crime, I am on the side of the glasses guy. I'm like, yeah, let's just leave.
Yeah. In this era, when there's no like surveillance cameras and no DNA evidence, that didn't exist until like the late 90s.
Well, that and they're like, we have a dead body, and an old creepy woman's like, go to this mill that's clearly not running and is grown over, and just hang out there for a while. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, I would just leave.
It's like, yeah, no, just leave. Like, this is so obviously not legit.
No. People in the 70s were dumber. That's why so many people died.
I mean, that's
Oh.
probably objectively true.
No, there's a theory there were so many serial killers in the 70s because people were eating lead paint in the 50s.
Yeah. I would gladly dump my friends on the road like a piece of trash. Just
Yeah,
for the
clearly
record.
you've never seen National Lampoon's Vacation.
Austin, you are a Clark Griswold type character.
That's true.
He is the Chevy Chase of our group.
So,
Oh no.
Hayden, what year?
Fuck you, Robert.
What year would the beginning take place in then? Because that's got to be the late 60s, right?
Well, that was 69.
69. Okay.
Robert,
Hell yeah.
what are you, 12?
I couldn't remember if they give a specific year. So
Yeah, they do, 'cause
There's not
it's-
like a big gap, timeline wise.
Because it's not directly the start of Vietnam, because the older brother already went, and then
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did Hayden, did you just die? Damn it, Hayden was supposed to scream when he died. Oh, he ruined the bit.
Yeah.
He's
Hayden
gone
looks
now.
like he's the Riddler in the Batman right now.
Hey guys.
Don't lose your head now, Mr. Coulson.
Oh my god,
my
he is!
Hey guys, thank you for supporting me.
Hayden, you ate? I got scary.
What happened?
It's
Portrait
literally
looks
the ending of
scary.
the Batman.
Oh, he's muted.
And then you're muted.
sorry, I will switch
Yeah.
back to my laptop when I get Wi-Fi back.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, you lost your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, power went out.
Oh.
Oh, beautiful.
We're in a
Oh, that's
tornado
why
warning.
like, everything's shut down. That's why it's so dark. I love how it paused like mid the lights switching up.
Well, I'll go back and look at it because that's cool. But I'll need a timestamp when you guys get it.
Okay. We'll just describe
I just did
everything
it
that's
again.
happening.
Oh.
Remember, if you die,
Yeah,
you have to
we'll see.
scream.
Yeah, we made that rule.
Remember, if you die in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you die in real life, Hayden.
Yeah. No, we're in an active tornado warning, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're
We
doing
were
the
like
right thing. They
a
always
half
say
hour-
if there's a tornado, go to the nearest stream.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
We had just started the beginning, and I got an alert that was like, "Take shelter now," and I'm like, "Nah."
You get a warning. Oh fuck! It's above your house, and your roof rips off, and you're like, nah.
The tornado's coming from inside the house.
It's Billy from Black Christmas in a tornado like, flying around. You just see like his eye peering out from the winds.
I don't know if it makes
Okay.
sense, but the set design is cool.
Spooky kids scare me.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is just deciding not to cooperate, so that's awesome.
Oh,
Yay.
fix it.
Oh, okay.
Throw milk at it.
Yay! I only have strawberry milk.
What a weird thing to say.
I know. What an odd thing to say.
It's not very often you hear somebody say, "Yeah, I only have strawberry milk."
Strawberry.
But John, the way I like to look at this movie is I see the 74 film as being like what really happened, and this is the Hollywood dramatization of it. I think it's a fun way to
Oh.
look at these as companion pieces.
Yeah.
So this is Stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the stab of the Texas Chainsaw. But from what we know about the Stab movies, this is better than Stab.
Yeah.
It depends which Scream movie you ask at this point.
But
That
it's
is-
shots like this that look really cool. It's just very stylized.
I wish I could
Now we're in
see it.
Mirkwood.
Yeah.
Austin, they tend to change like the last name of the family. We talked about this a little bit in the prequel, and here it's the Hewitts.
We just changed them in general. It's a completely different family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think you might not know this, Austin. I apologize, but they change it like nearly every movie that's not directed by Hooper himself, don't they?
Well, the first one they don't even have names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I love two so much.
Retroactively,
They're the stories.
two thing.
No, like in the first one, it's just the cook, the hitchhiker, and Leatherface.
Okay.
That's why it's
They don't
that
even
way
have
in the
first
game.
names
Yeah, so I guess it's just in my head they're the Sawyers, but that's probably because of two.
because of two. Yeah.
And two is like I consider them the Sawyers in my head.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Oh, motion smoothing didn't turn on that time. All right.
Yay.
Every time my TV's been resetting, it motion smoothing turns back on. What's the timestamp?
I am at 26:47.
Okay.
Robert, did we talk over them doing the shot again? Because like every movie has to do it.
Wait, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. I thought it was as they were approaching this
all right.
house.
27:04 is the timestamp I'm at right now.
All right, I'm at 27:07, so close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
All right, let's see here. All right, there we go.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm fine with the family being completely different in this, just because, especially when all of the sequels keep adding family members we never saw in the first one. It's consistent in its inconsistency.
Yeah.
I hope that happens like 5 more times.
Yay.
I'm gonna go back on the stream and Mustard Buzz Hayden's about to get sucked to Oz. Don't say that.
No, you're about to set off the bombs around the city, dude.
What? No.
But with the Sawyers in 2, I mean, you at least have that consistency with 1, with Jim Sido's Drayton Sawyer. So yeah, at least have that carryover, not just Leatherface. And I also love the in 2 with the introduction of Chop Top. Like, I love that it's canon that he was in Vietnam during the events of the first movie, and that's why he wasn't there.
He was there with the guy from the beginning.
Well, that's what I want. Like, fuck all these movies. If we're gonna do another Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
I want
Chop Top in Vietnam.
Yeah, with Bill Moseley. Just get him back.
Apocalypse Now with Chop Top.
Just put a baseball cap on him. He's good.
The Simon method.
Yes.
The Tobin Bell.
Oh, we love backwards hat Tobin Bell.
Hello, fellow kids.
Well, and Arlie Ermy as the sheriff is like the closest equivalency character you get to Drayton Sawyer from the first 2, and obviously, like as we said earlier, Arlie Ermy, like he is one of the highlights of these 2 movies. He's so good.
So Austin, then out of curiosity, do you think it's fine to kind of change the family when you're remaking it, like more so than just adding family in the sequels?
So I think the thing that you run into is if you're gonna change it, they have to at least be good. And Arlie Ermey's at least good, so it's like that's fine. Like I don't need it to be, strictly
Yeah.
to, these are the same, like the cook and the hitchhiker.
No, I'm glad they don't do that. Like there's a mom now, and it's not just like remake Drayton.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of is to some degree, but it's not exact.
Yeah.
Like he's very clearly like the stand-in for that character.
Yeah,
It's just
that's what I
not
meant.
exactly that character. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you.
No, you're mad.
What?
No,
You're mad.
This is my Arlie Ermey's character is my favorite across these two movies.
No, he's really done. He's really well done. I can't talk.
He's really done. He's just done.
He's done. He's done. He's dead.
Is buff Owen Wilson gonna help or what?
No.
No.
Wow.
I wish he was like Owen Wilson in The Haunting, where he just says things that are obvious.
She's
This
dead.
place is really creepy.
I mean, this movie would be better if his reaction to the hitchhiker blowing her brains out was the same as Owen Wilson's reaction to Liam Neeson existing.
No,
in The
that's at least justified.
Monty,
That's at
stop.
least justified. That's at least fucked up. That's not you bumped into a man in the hallway. That needs to be his reaction in this one to Jessica Biel is pregnant.
God.
Oh,
Oh.
oh God. Oh, don't do that. Oh,
Wow.
this place is really creepy.
I wonder if we're setting up a specific scene.
No.
The production design here is also very Silence of the Lambs inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely pulling a bit from the Buffalo Bill
Well,
stuff.
At some point it's kind of a
Like
sneak
that in
peek of the floor,
Fincher.
right? Because they're all going,
Mhm.
they're all kind of looking at the same thing, and then they kind of look at each other, and
Yeah. I'll say obviously the one in the original is better. I kind of like how he handled Leatherface's introduction here. I like this shot where he shows up.
Yeah.
This startled me the first time I watched it.
yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Boink.
Boink.
Yeah, you just gotta add the mallet sound effect.
Oh, I'm a little bit behind. Shit.
I like the initial, like, he just pops out of nowhere. Maybe it takes a little too long to watch him drag that body across to do the door shut, but I think it's fine.
Yeah. But as Austin has said before, Leatherface's introduction to the original is just one of the best jump scares ever. It's so good.
Beautiful.
And
He loves
glad they
saran
didn't try
wrap.
to just remake it shot for shot, because it just would have come off, I think, hollow.
I do think that hammer shot was a little comedic, but outside of that, it was fine.
When you know
Clearly, you
people,
should be putting tinfoil on her, not saran wrap. You're not sealing in the flavors, Riley Ermy. What are you doing?
He does,
when you know, like, what they actually do with, like, the bodies and stuff, this is fucked in a completely different way.
And then in 06, Austin, he tries to suffocate somebody with saran wrap.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean in the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah. It came out in 06. I'm just,
I just had to think about it for a second. I'm like, is that a different movie or is that the beginning? What are you
Yeah,
talking
no, that's the
about?
second remake.
Oh my god, is it gonna be Vince Vaughn jerking off?
It is Vince Vaughn jerking off.
No!
Yay!
That's maybe like the worst addition in any remake.
No.
It's funny that it's in the one that's shot for shot.
That's in the original. It's just one frame. You missed it.
Oh,
Hayden,
that fast.
Hayden, have you seen Psycho 98?
No.
We got to make you watch
I'm
that.
not watching
only-
it again.
The only Psycho I've
Oh.
ever seen is the first one.
Psycho 2 is great.
I love Austin, when are you watching the Psycho sequels?
I gotta get the book, so I was gonna read the book and then go through them. So I got a couple of books I gotta read, so probably next month.
War and Peace.
Yeah, I got War and Peace. I got the Bible. I
The
got
Bible.
the Quran.
the Bible and the Quran.
The Bible too.
Duology.
I love this bit of like dark comedy where he's like, I have as much respect for the dead as anybody, and then immediately starts, hey, don't put that goddamn thing in my back seat.
Everything he says is true.
I don't want a dead body in my back seat either.
Exactly. Don't break my stuff.
I got there's leather seats in my car. Don't do that. This is how all sheriffs act.
What is the Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen that either.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good.
That's
I
a
know.
good one, yeah.
I know Ian McDermott's in it, I think.
Yep.
Of all the actors to know that are in that movie, that's such a random one.
Is he the Hollow?
Yeah.
No.
Basically, he's barely in it.
That's how he's credited.
Sleepy.
He's the Sleepy. I thought Christopher Walken was the Sleepy.
Oh no, he's definitely not sleepy in that movie. All he does is scream.
Well, he's screaming because he's so sleepy.
I don't know.
I'm sleepy.
He speaks only in roars. It's the greatest choice of all time.
I need to see that now.
Ah!
I saw a Funko Pop of him in that movie the other day. I was at the store. I'm like, what the fuck?
I also love that he's like sharpened all of his teeth into like razor sharp teeth.
It's cool.
Let's watch that
That is
instead.
cool.
Christopher Walken should have played Jaws in the Brosnan era.
Even Jaws, like he's the voice of the shark.
That too.
Yeah.
Brody's wife, I've come for my revenge. Ah. Ah.
I'm still mad about the oxygen tank.
And then he explodes by getting stabbed.
Don't come near me with that bolt. Ow.
Your husband, he killed me twice, and then I died at SeaWorld. Now I'm back.
The world.
Do you guys think Christine is hiding back there somewhere?
I hope so.
Yes.
The car, yeah.
No, he
Yes,
meant
the
Christine,
car.
like the character.
Yeah.
I
She's
want to
just hiding
see.
back there.
I want to
That's a
see
babe.
Leatherface versus Christine.
It's a Bay movie. It's Bumblebee.
We basically have that in that we get Ash versus Christine in the Ash versus Evil Dead show.
That's true.
I still need to watch that
So
show.
we do get a chainsaw versus Christine.
That's very true.
I know that show's good. I just haven't seen it.
I just like that season 2 is like, okay, we did all the Evil Dead stuff. I don't know, we're gonna do the Thing for an episode.
Yeah.
Christine for an episode.
That sounds cool.
It's
That's
awesome.
cool.
No, but I wish Bumblebee was here. Then he really. I wish to stay with the Leatherface.
I wish to stay with the sheriff.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
No.
You're pissing all over Leatherface.
That's scary.
I wouldn't drink that.
Well, this
Don't-
is just where Optimus goes in Transformers 4 when he lives with Marky Mark.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's where he got the truck for him.
I'll fucking kill all of you. The last house I was at was Leatherface's.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
I wish Peter Cullen was in a Texas Chainsaw movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be cool. He could be Leatherface.
Has he ever done much live action acting?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen him in much or anything.
He can be the voice of Leatherface, like he was the voice of the Predator.
That'd be cool.
He can be the voice of the chainsaw.
But he's still doing like he's still doing like Optimus Prime grunts as Leatherface.
Ah!
One shall stand.
One shall.
He plays Leatherface and the chainsaw. He's like,
That's what Robert just said.
Hayden, pay attention.
No, I'm sleepy.
Apparently, you're sleepy and hollow.
I am hollow.
You're like one of those Easter chocolate bunnies, fucking hollow.
Yeah, I wish. I'd weigh less.
Wow, you found the White House. Wow.
There's the shot.
The real White House.
He looks like way too into this, like sneaking into this house.
The director was like, "Okay, cinematographer, remember that classic shot you did in the original?" And he was like, "Yes." And they're like, "Okay, recreate it, except make sure the house is barely in frame and just have it be Jessica Biel's ass. Like, remove that part where it's like the house is creeping up. Remove that part of it. Just do the ass part.
Awesome.
That's the only part of the shot you want to keep."
So I just looked up his credits. I didn't know Peter Cullen did the roars for King Kong in the 1976 King Kong.
Oh,
I think he had
That's awesome.
he had that taken off of his resume.
It says,
That means he had to do the horny Kong noise.
yay!
Yay!
Oh
That's
no!
Just like 30. There's just 30 hours of audio out there of just Peter Cullen grunting
Oh,
for that movie.
Cornily grunting.
I like that.
ah.
Now I will climb the Twin Towers. Oh no, I'm being shot down by planes.
This kitchen doesn't look sanitary.
Nope.
Oh,
You don't have chickens in your kitchen?
No.
Don't
Why?
touch that. What is he doing?
Did things. Come on.
you're gonna get a disease.
I mean,
Why does he open the fridge?
Open the toilet.
So we've
Living in the
talked a lot-
fridge.
We've talked a lot about how Resident Evil 7 is looking at Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I've never thought about it until now, but I feel like they're kind of looking at this one specifically for some of the house design.
Yeah, they might be.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, like I said before, I do really like the house they picked. It's just very cool architecture, very stylized, very big.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, Peter Cullen has no live action credits.
Oh,
Oh.
it's not too late.
This is a big part of
Is
that.
Peter Cullen a real man?
This was a big part of that original trailer I was talking about where they do the sound effects.
Come on up, Leatherface. Heyo.
There he is.
Hello.
I don't know.
Doors, Leatherface's true enemy.
Doors. Why did it have to be doors?
Indiana Jones, when he's scared of doors, would be cool.
Imagine Indiana Jones with a chainsaw.
Love that.
He doesn't like him. He doesn't believe in him.
Don't fuck with me, Willie.
William,
That-
stop.
That's the beginning of 5 when he's like, "Stop playing the Beatles, neighbors, you fucking assholes." He just pulls out a chainsaw.
I still haven't seen 5, and I don't think I ever will.
That's fine.
Don't.
But don't.
I like the way this is shot, like the chase through the
Yeah.
laundry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They turned it into a Bourne
Oh.
movie.
You just ruined that that sheet.
That's the biggest problem with what just happened. That guy's leg doesn't matter. It's just the sheet.
Sure. That's a lot of white sheets. Saying Arlie Ermy might be into his fucked up shit.
Whoa.
I can excuse cannibalism, but I draw the line.
Exactly.
I
Don't go in the
hate
basement.
I hate
Ow!
fingernail stuff.
Me too. There are a few like gore effects like that that'll make me cringe as much as fingernails getting pulled back.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I hate it.
Oh,
I don't love eye stuff either, but fingernails are worse.
Yep.
Weirdly, one that sticks with me a lot that from a movie that's kind of nothing is Brightburn, when she has to pull the glass shards out of her eyes. I don't like that.
Oh. She's hysterical.
She's freaking out.
I got a taser.
Yeah, I got a taser. Here's a gun.
Are you kids smoking the Mary Jane?
I can excuse murder, but the Mary Jane, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I'm just
Ma'am, I
imagining-
need you to get out of the car. I'm gonna have to tase you.
I'm just
Imagining what?
imagining this same like setup, but with Red Foreman instead when he finds out what the kids do down in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
He turns into Clarence Boddicker.
Yeah.
You would.
No,
Eric, come here.
no.
That shot of house is really cool.
Yeah.
Eric, come here. I'll shoot you.
Can you fly, Eric?
This
Ow!
is the main thing I remember from this movie. I think it's this shot anyway.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
sure.
there
When he's-
it is.
I don't like him.
Don't do that.
Oof.
Oh,
He's just helping out with pain.
he's curing the wounds.
Yeah.
He's doing proper butcher technique.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Oh.
I don't know. You know, usually when you butcher things, the thing you're butchering isn't still alive.
Says
If you're
you.
bad at your job.
Oh. I've cut like fat out of pork before, but that's about as far as I've gone.
So, Austin, I'm sure you've seen JonTron's iconic video on the Kid Nation show.
Oh, yes.
Are you aware that, because he only talks about the pilot, in the second episode of that show, they make the kids cut off fucking a chicken head? They kill a chicken in the second episode! I'm
That's
not kidding.
awesome.
Oh
That's
my
so cool.
I gotta
That's
find
crazy.
it. There's a video I found of a guy like reacting to and watching like the entire series, and he like edited it down to like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And the rest of that show is so fucking insane.
Now, if you
It's
can find that,
amazing.
send that to me because that sounds great.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
I think
that this is a shot in the movie because that's
Yeah.
what that cover is. That's interesting. Okay.
He is just sewing, doing his thing. But yeah, I in that episode, I think the older kid, he's like 14 or whatever, does it, but like all the little kids just watching. It's so messed
Yeah.
up. Oh, there he
I
is.
never like
There's
when they
Bubba.
do that. Don't
Yeah.
show us without his mask on.
It
He's got
reminds
no
me of
nose.
that Doctor Doom thing where they're like, we need to show how he's scarred. He just doesn't have a nose.
We were talking about this during the first movie, but this is one of the most tense scenes.
Yeah.
I forgot to turn subtitles back on. I'm a fraud.
Man, I can't hear shit.
Well, I can't see what.
No, the guy in the glasses, I think, is actually really good. He acts his ass off in this scene.
Yeah, what's his name? Because I think I've seen him in more stuff, but
I definitely have.
That's Markiplier.
No, it's Jonathan Tucker.
no, fake.
Yeah. Well, the guy with the glasses, him and Jessica Biel's character, like they're supposed to be siblings, but I think that's mentioned like once in this movie, so I always forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's in
I thought
He's
we just
in
like
the-
cut the sibling angle from the original.
He should be in a wheelchair.
he's in the 2019 Charlie's Angels movie.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
which angel does he play?
The blue one.
No, this is incredibly.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Apparently
Hayden can vouch for the scene. This is normal.
What?
That's his dad.
No.
I just cooked a bunch of fucking meat. You want some? Play Russian roulette with me for the meat.
Yeah, that's how my dad talks.
Come on, boy.
Apparently they filmed this so many times the guy threw up.
Yep.
Wow.
And Hayden will now reenact it for us.
Yeah.
No.
You're the only one here that has a
Then-
gun. You have to do it.
How do you know I have a
And then
gun?
you can't throw up.
You've shown it on camera before.
Not
Oh,
on
really?
not on stream.
That's cool.
No, never on stream.
I don't know about that.
And then's like, don't tell anybody. I was planning to be the hitchhiker at the end of the stream.
Yeah. No,
He done
During-
fucked up.
Yeah.
no, during Black Christmas 2019, there was a lot of like shit happening around me, and I thought like I heard my door opening, so I just kind of like
Just grab your gun.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out like what the noise was. Turns out it was the wind caught my door and was like slamming it, but
It's always the wind.
Although
I didn't know that, so
his life would have probably been easier if he'd shot the sheriff.
yeah.
Well,
No.
no, there's no bullets.
I know, but I mean, if there'd been bullets, his life would have been much better if he just pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
That's usually the case, yeah.
And then Hayden pointed his gun at me, and it was scary.
Yeah. I thought Rob was the intruder.
Robert, this is my gun. No.
No, I didn't
That's how you became Robert Cop.
Sure.
No, I didn't show it on camera. That's against terms of service, but
Oh,
when we were done,
That's funny.
when we were done, Robert's like, "What were you doing?" And I'm like, "This."
Holds up a bazooka.
Yeah, this.
This
would
is my
say-
hunting one.
My hunting bazooka.
That guy's just not having a good day.
No.
Yeah, I feel bad for this actor. This scene took like 5 hours to shoot. He was
Oh,
just hanging there the whole time.
I would.
What? That sucks.
Wow.
It's metaphorical.
oh.
Ow.
You shouldn't drink and drive, dude.
Fuck that. You should get that noise checked out. I don't think your car's supposed to be making that noise. Look, you can tell he's bad because his car makes a noise and he drinks and he only has one headlight, but he's a cop.
Super bad, but this is the cop instead of Bill Hader and Seth Rogen.
You gonna pull the trigger, McLovin?
McLovin!
Ow.
Stop!
Stop. You're not a nice man. I'm mad at you.
That just looked painful.
It's method acting.
Oh,
Oh,
Now don't kill Markiplier. Who will direct the Iron Lung now?
Iron Lung 2, Iron Lungs.
Oh.
Iron
This
Lunger.
time it's war.
I feel like that knife broke a little too easily.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with this cast, I like most of them in this movie, but the other girl with Jessica Biel kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Like,
Yeah, she's just the other girl.
yeah. And I think part of it is because we'll get to it in a little bit, but everyone else gets like at least a scene that's memorable. I don't think she does. She just kind of.
That's because Jessica Biel is Sally, but also got to be the ass girl for that
Yes.
section too. So she also took other girls' role from the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's like she's the bottom half of that girl and the top half of Sally just combined into one.
Oh.
We got my
Exactly,
favorite-
sewn together like Frankenhooker.
Well,
I'm not gonna
we
quote it,
talked
but
about
we got-
this when we during the beginning, but then the final girl in that one is just Sally again.
Yep.
We I'm not gonna quote it, but we got my favorite Arlie Ermey line.
Oh. Let's make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
You
Check the
forgot
tires.
You forgot to put
There
the
he
horns
is.
back on. There it is.
Maybe it's just the wind.
The wind.
You can't even laugh at that, Dan. That's what happened to you.
No, it was Leatherface. He took out my communications. He cut the phone line.
I'm just trying to talk to you.
I just don't like Mad.
Do you want to go to the prom?
I don't get the jokes.
They're not funny. I tried to watch that TV show Mad and it was dumb.
Oh.
Oof.
Get that ginger boy off your magazine.
Anyone named Alfred is wrong.
Yeah, even that kid
Yeah.
is lame.
Yeah, that shot's really cool though, the stuffing in the air.
Yeah.
That slow-mo reveal of his face. Like, oh my god, that's my boyfriend.
Yeah, I wish that mask looked a little better.
I think it looks fine.
It's really goofy.
Garrett?
He looks like you put the wrong toy head on his body.
From memory, about here is where this movie starts to drag a little bit for me, but
Yeah, the Henrietta stuff is not the best. I still don't know where the
That's
hell
not Ted
she.
Raimi.
It should be Ted Raimi.
If Ted Raimi was in this, it'd be so good.
In drag.
Yeah. Dead my dad. Oh my god! I had a work appointment today, and the person for one of the appointments was they have the TV playing in the other room, and I heard one line, and I was like, "Oh, they're watching Send Help," and then I stopped and went, "I don't like that I was able to identify it off of like 1 second of audio."
I still haven't rewatched that. I need to. Did I tell you my uncle posted on Facebook that he hated that movie, and I just responded no.
Your
Yep.
uncle what?
He posted on Facebook that he hated Send Help. He's like, that movie sucked. And
Oh
I just
yeah,
said,
you did tell me that. Yeah.
I just said false.
Inconceivable.
Although my favorite reply was the guy underneath his comment where he's like, an 8-year-old could have made that movie. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
This exposition's scary.
Get out of there. You're hanging out with Winona Ryder from Alien Resurrection and Chris Farley in drag. This is not a couple to trifle with.
They should have done the same thing with her that they did in the prequel, where they used her to block the door.
Don't drink that.
Stop.
Water, hands her a glass of green liquid.
Beans.
My baby's crying. He wants his beans. I'll be back.
Give him some pizza. It'll knock him right out.
He's such a good baby. Some of Annie Potts' best line delivery in anything.
Well, what's that from?
A Ghostbusters 2 when she and Louis Tully are babysitting for Sigourney Weaver. And
Oh.
she's like, "Oh, he's such a good baby. We just gave him some pizza and he passed right out." He's like 2 months old.
Yeah, it's fine. Robert, did you see? Speaking of Annie Potts, did you see that thing I posted in the admin chat where I got a YouTube video recommendation about how the grandma from Young Sheldon, who's Annie Potts, is like a criminal mastermind?
Nope.
That's just a theory.
It was a picture of Annie Potts in that show, and it said like drug dealer ? I'm like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Sheldor grandma do a drug.
Oh, Sheldon's such a good baby. We just gave him some heroin and he passed right out.
That's what's wrong with Sheldon. It's the heroin.
I would just get out of there.
Yeah.
Just leave.
So I think the idea is that the hitchhiker lady from the opening, this is her baby that they stole.
Maybe.
But I feel like this is coming kind of way late in the movie to bring in this idea.
Yeah.
Also, this
Yeah, for sure.
the tea lady's in this, but the Henrietta is not in the beginning, and we were talking about that. I don't know where she is.
Yeah.
It's also
she's
weird that you're like now just dropping like the last woman that they were gonna kill. Like they stole her baby, and Jessica Biel's
Mhm.
pregnant, but like
I
they're
don't know
not
what
really
to do with
doing
that.
anything with that. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's there. Like it feels like maybe in like another draft, or so either in like a previous draft that was more of a thing, or that's
Mhm.
something you build out in another draft and just it either was lessened or it just didn't get more developed.
Yeah. Because, like I said, the initial idea of her final girl being pregnant, like it starts in the script of her being like 9 months pregnant, and then that gets changed and whittled down to like, oh, she just became pregnant. It's mentioned like twice, and then that just gets taken out of the movie entirely. So it's just an element just cut down more and more during production. But it feels like if you're good, because this movie ends with her saving the baby, feels like what you more typically do with that is like you have a girl who like wants to have a baby, but her boyfriend isn't sure about it, and that's some of the internal
Maybe she
conflict.
can't have
And
a baby.
maybe she can't have a baby, and then she gets a baby at the end. Something that's what you
Yeah.
typically do with that. Yeah.
I like they do a little bit of like original Leatherface where he's sitting in the corner like that, like
Mhm.
And then 40 years later, the baby is 19.
yeah.
I do feel like the family in this feels more like the Hills of Eyes.
I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish the mom lady was just the hillbilly lady from Friday 5.
Yay!
That'd be peak.
That would be great.
I
Eat your fucking slop, baby.
I like this basement set a lot.
Yeah.
Don't touch me, Leatherface. I got a bomb on me.
I don't negotiate with terrorists. That's his big line.
Yeah, the only thing he says, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Mother.
It's really weird they made such a post 9/11 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I mean, I guess that was the time.
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy's Jesus.
Just above him, it says "Mission Accomplished."
Harley Henry's really mad about 9/11. That's why he turns to cannibalism.
What's the? It's like Vietnam in the original. Now it's 9/11.
Kill me.
This is the dumbest thing she does in this movie, I think.
I wish she had a flamethrower.
That's me in the 2010, I think, AVP game. There's a guy that you find strung up with the head of face hugger, and he's like, "Kill me," and I always make sure I have a flamethrower. And that's I just light him on fire.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, at this point you're just torturing him.
Just shoot him.
At least they give him a piano to play.
He's perfectly playing something with one foot.
I also feel
He's playing the Godzilla theme.
John, do you think we should have made this guy her brother? Then this would be a little more emotional.
Yeah, because I mean, like I still get it because they're friends and like
Yeah.
she's, being just a person, like she doesn't want to leave her friend, but I think it might have been more. It might have been better if it was the brother.
Well, and these two
That
just
makes more
like they
sense.
just well, and they just hardly interacted in the first half.
I think that's one thing that the prequel, the beginning has over this is it does have a smaller cast. Like you just have the 4 main survivors, and I think so you get to flesh out a little bit more of the dynamics, and you don't have characters that are just there to be there.
He stabs him in the side.
Well,
Oh, get it? Because Jeebus.
okay, Aaron, a little higher, a little higher.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
No, that is his cock.
A little higher. No, honey, no, a little higher. Oh,
Oh, yeah, this is the dumbest thing. Like, that's not how you. That's not how you mercy kill someone. That's how you make it way worse.
And he instantly died, too. Apparently his heart was in his stomach.
Yeah.
To give
Jesus,
the movie a
forgive
little
me.
credit, he's probably been bleeding out for hours at this point. He was close to death.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, he would have just died anyways. Like stabbing him in the stomach does nothing.
At least
It's
take
like
the
when the
knife
Green
out.
Goblin dies by getting stabbed in the cock with his own glider.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Oh no, my dick!
Ah.
Don't tell Harry I'm a eunuch.
Oh no.
That's the other thing that would make that scene in Spider-Man better is if he tries to pull Goblin off the glider and he just rips off the top half of his body. It's like, oh, and then he just has to lay that in his house. It's just the top half.
That's why they
I
had to
want
give
the
the full-
section to just be she goes and finds every single person that she was with at the beginning, and everyone is like, please kill me.
To your point
That's what-
earlier, Robert, with it should have been the brother. If the very next person she's gonna run into is him, you could have just combined those 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
So now
Austin,
she's got to mercy kill the brother, and then she's going to run into one of the girls, and has to mercy kill them.
in Antichrist, when they had to give Defoe a fake prosthetic penis, it's because it got stabbed by Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Peter, have you seen Antichrist? It's fucked, man.
Don't tell Harry to watch it.
This set, Robert, is very Friday 09 with the mines.
Yes. Definitely. This looks really cool, though.
Yeah.
And they called it a mine. A mine.
They dug too deep. They found a fucking guy with a chainsaw and tore his face.
All the goblins climb back into their holes.
But I guess the implication with the kid Jedediah is he's probably another kid they just stole. He made, but I don't know, because we didn't see him in the other movie.
And he's also like kind of like deformed, like they are, or at least like Leatherface is.
It's got weird.
So who knows? Yeah.
And it's calling Ludwig grandma, so I don't know what that's about. That's a good shot.
It looks pretty.
Because I've only watched this new transfer once, but this looks incredible. The work.
No, this is a really good transfer.
And I ranted about this with the beginning, but I'm gonna do it here too because it's even worse. What the fuck?
But it's just read it.
No, read all of it right now. He's gonna do it. Yeah, there are 4 commentaries on this.
What's the problem? There's a lot of
Just
text on it.
Yes.
yeah, just the way they print it. Like I can't read all. I can't keep track
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, like it's not like a list; it's a paragraph, but it's
Oh,
oh
I'm kind of sad they didn't do the big like arrow boxes for these, but
yeah. I don't know. I don't have any of those.
They should have adapted plot stuff from like the Atari game where Leatherface gets stuck on a wheelchair.
And he's
It's
blue.
also-
and with this because
that's what all of these remakes should have been. It's just adapted the like shitty games we made of them. Like Nightmares, you're fighting like mice and bats and shit, and sometimes Freddy shows up.
That's one of my favorite AVGN moments. Is boo haunted house.
and because we changed the third act here and end up using that more in the prequel, but this feels more like a slasher third act. We're in the big chase.
Yeah.
This reminds me of what we do with the third act in Halloween.
Oh
The
yeah.
remake, not the original.
Oh, they just did the Black Christmas shot with the eye.
Yeah.
Hello.
It wasn't as close to her eye as as the shot from the original, though.
Is this really the time to be worried about the fact that there are rats on you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. The rats are scarier. Leatherface just wants to boink them with his hammer.
Can I get a scene of that in the next one? Leatherface playing whack-a-mole with rats.
I mean, he really is just the Charlie of the group from It's Always Sunny. Like, objectively. Oh my god.
I will say though, like on paper, there's not much to this character, but I don't hate Jessica Biel's performance in this movie.
Oh yeah. I think she's good at it. It was just a fun day for everyone.
Yes.
I love this shot of the chainsaw like spinning around near her face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, that part's really dopey when she starts slapping his back.
Yeah, what the fuck? Stop it, you mean little boy, you. Stop.
You mean little boy.
Oh,
I needed that.
I'm fine.
When in Transformers Prime, when Jeffrey Combs is always like, I needed that.
Bro, Dad, I needed that. I love Jeffrey Combs. I wish Jeffrey Combs was the final girl in this.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
My leg.
My God, girl.
I needed that.
Oh.
Oh.
Watch your foot.
Oh. In their defense, I'd also be like, no.
It
Yeah.
was Clark Griswold. It was like the exact car.
It's you.
Roll them up, kids. Roll them up.
Roll them up. Seen all this plight?
Blair Meat. Who's this named after? Wilford Brumley?
Yes.
Who was it named after? The witch?
Now we're just in a Dead by Daylight map.
Literally. Like, I'm pretty sure there is a map that looks a lot like one
Yeah.
one of this.
Is that the,
And
like,
it's funny
the
because
not
Leatherface
leather?
is in that game.
Yes.
Is that the map for like the not Leatherface that it launched with?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a farmhouse.
No, I love that there's a not Leatherface and then real Leatherface is just in the game.
It's like how Gigabash is a not Ultraman, and then they added Ultraman.
Yeah.
So the story that I'd always heard with that, because that game launched with a not Jason, not Freddy, and not Leatherface, because they didn't think they'd ever get the rights to those, so they just did their own versions, and then eventually the game became so popular that they got the rights to those.
I don't like that game.
I just
I had fun with it.
It was fun for a while, but I'm over it.
I think Friday was a better game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I'll get Halloween when it comes out. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm excited. I'm excited to play it with you guys if we do it, but
Yeah, I don't want to get invested in another game that's gonna die in 6 months.
I feel like Halloween might have more staying power than the Texas Chainsaw game did.
Yeah, maybe.
And at least there's more marketing behind it.
That game was also bad.
It was bad.
You're like, yay, I can play as Johnny. He's new.
We should have all played the Puppet Master game, though.
I know that Terrifier game came out, but
Wasn't that like a beat 'em up, though? Like
maybe.
Yeah. That's
an
different.
old, yeah.
I want to get that
Halloween.
Halloween. I want to get that Halloween Retro Realms game. Did they ever make more of that, or is that just dead?
Nope.
Nope.
I guess it's just dead. I don't know. They never talked about it again. I was so excited.
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? It's isn't it Evil
Halloween
Dead and
Evil Dead.
Yeah, because they talked about it like they were going to put out some every year, and then they didn't put out one.
yay.
Yeah, they've just been silent.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel so bad for Jessica Biel during this whole third act. She looks so cold. Like, this looks so miserable to shoot.
Yeah.
It was really important for the plot that you get your white t-shirt wet.
yes.
You would say that.
Remember the shot of your ass?
We're gonna do it again.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
called
But not
equal
for the
opportunity.
movie.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, relax. Yeah, I said this earlier, but I really need to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, but
You do.
I'm probably gonna have to buy it
Why?
Yeah.
or just, acquire it.
By totally legal means.
Yeah,
FBI, if you are listening.
No.
I had that kind of same experience I had where I like a lot of this movie. This part drags a bit.
No.
Oh. I do like this Leatherface design though.
He's wearing Shrek's outfit.
Buddy. He opens that locker like at the same shot as Shrek opening the outhouse.
Yeah. That's what we needed to add Eddie Murphy as Chop Top.
Robert, we really are.
Come on, Leatherface, I'm making waffles.
What's up?
We are just in a game of Dead by Daylight.
Yes, and which she should know you never do.
Yeah.
It's always been.
Well, this is before they nerfed the lockers.
I was thinking Friday the 13th, like you could hide in things or like under the bed, and it's like, why would you ever do that? You'll
Yeah.
just die if you do that.
It doesn't work.
So in Dead by Daylight, it did work. It was quite effective until they added where if you sit in one too long, there basically will be like an in-game notification letting the killer know you're there.
Also, that's just not fun. Is to sit in a locker for a whole match. That's just lame.
No, that is the try hard.
If you're a pussy, Hayden.
So I don't think it was a good idea to cut off Leatherface's arm, but I do love the shot of it just spinning around on the ground. He's just trying to pick up his stupid arm, still holding onto his chainsaw.
We'll talk about it when the credits roll, but that will tie into the alternate ending.
Yes. Did you actually watch it?
Yeah, I watched it on the break.
Okay.
That's why they had to make a prequel instead of a sequel.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, we cut his arm off. Why did we do that?
Why? What? Not why you do. Why we do.
Why would I don't like.
It's the truck.
It'd be funny if it just plowed into her.
Yeah, that's what I was
Flag.
That's her.
Well,
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, except you.
maybe this is just me because I like horror movies that have bad endings. But I think it would have been interesting if we'd come full circle and then she ends up in the hitchhiker from the beginning's position.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they're going for. There's still a bit of a cyclical thing going on.
This is the beginning of a different horror movie.
Yeah. Well, because we are going to do the same bit of her like freaking out, like, no, don't drive that way. Turn around.
Yeah.
Although this guy's still sus. I wouldn't trust him.
It's the truck driver from Resident Evil 2.
Oh no! Where's his burger?
He did done ate it.
Burger.
Honestly, that's the most relatable thing she said this whole movie. I just want to go home.
I also want to go home.
No.
Oh. I'm tired.
It's fucking crazy, bitch.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. Oh, Hayden, I forgot the 4K comes with not one but two posters. I thought it would just be reversible.
Mine only came with one.
This isn't a Never mind, I'm stupid. This is a book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Well, that happened.
It'd be like that.
I went to the library. I couldn't find any fucking posters.
No. You can't tell
You
me
go to
that.
John's house,
I
there's
wanted-
just a bunch of books nailed to the wall.
Correct.
Neatly folded posters on a bookshelf. No, I love the idea of going to a library. You're like, I needed a book, but there's so many fucking posters here.
Yeah, like this is really contrived. There's no reason in the middle of the night for them all just to be here with the baby in the in the store.
What do you mean? This is the night place.
Oh, okay.
They do this every
Night.
night.
Same thing we do every night, Brain or Pinky.
We go to the store and we tickle a baby while we circle around it until folk done come.
Stop.
Robert, no, I was talking about a baby, weirdo. The FBI is already coming for Hayden now off of his piracy talk. Now they're going to get you.
God damn it, Robert.
Damn it.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh god, the crazy bitch stole the baby.
They done stole the baby.
They took our food.
I was gonna eat that. Hunger.
You're going to eat that baby?
Can I borrow that baby real quick? I'm hungry. This movie would be improved with Fat Bastard.
Yeah, take out the fat chick and replace her with him.
Well, I was gonna say Mike Myers should have been the villain in a horror movie. That's just Cat in the Hat.
Well, and
Yeah.
Leatherface is dressed like Shrek, so he kind of is.
Yeah, baby.
That's what he says when he's wearing the friends or the boyfriend's face.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yay.
Not early army.
So now
Army,
we
army.
really have to make a prequel.
Yep.
Yeah, the more I'm watching this, the more I'm glad they went the prequel route, just because.
No, I want Cyber Leatherface in the second one.
Well,
Ow.
He becomes Robert Cop.
I feel like if you
No,
made
no,
a
no, no,
sequel
no,
to
no,
this,
no,
the
no.
only way to do that would be just ignore like the last 10 minutes of this movie.
I mean,
I
he
wish
could still be
our-
alive.
You're
I
really
wish
gonna
he
fuck
just
up.
exploded. Oh yeah, that was such an awkward cut.
You're really gonna fuck up the suspension on that car.
They should have just
Oh.
had him explode like the mutant in RoboCop when she hit him the first time.
Also, how did that baby not fly out the windshield when she hit it and drop back?
The dark ending should have been she looks at the baby and it has a little chainsaw, and then she does the Loomis like, no, no.
No.
How did he even get here?
He ran.
He ran so far away.
So, John, earlier I talked about the deleted opening in the asylum. Do you want to talk about the epilogue?
Yeah, so the epilogue serves as the wraparound. We're back with the older woman in the asylum, and the whole motif of this opening and ending is they're interrogating her about a body they found, and she insists that it can't be him. And then in the epilogue, they finally ask her why, and she's because he only had one arm, and that's
Yeah. This is better.
yes.
Yeah, what the fuck is that ending?
No,
It can't be him. He only has one arm. Goodbye.
now
Well,
imagine
with
this movie,
convention,
but if it came out in 2007.
I think this is a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, in the alternate ending, they just literally show that like they go to the place and he ambushes them.
Well, the last shot of the alternate ending is just Leatherface like walking away, but he's missing an arm, so you know it's him. But like that whole scene is just awkward because it's like a SWAT
The
team.
Lonely Man theme plays.
Yes, basically. But like there's the whole sequence of like a SWAT team swarming this building and they find this dead body, but it just looks like a Seven knockoff. Like it's just that scene of like this bloated corpse in a bed. I don't know, it's just wrong for this movie. It feels really out of place.
I'm glad that it's on the Blu-ray and the 4K. It's a good thing it's not in the movie.
Yeah. Because genuinely, the ending we got of just that final shot of his face is creepy as fuck. Like he's still missing. That stuff's great, and honestly, like personally, like my pitch for another Texas Chainsaw movie is I think this more than any other slasher series. This one I think makes sense for a found footage movie. Just the wraparound in this makes me think that could work. Just have a bunch of teens like investigating like the original massacre and then get terrorized by Leatherface and the family. I think this could work as a found footage movie. I think that could be creepy.
Yeah. Well, real quick, just for the sake of the commentary itself, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.